This is Eagle Owl, and today we will be going over training camp. I believe day 14, if I'm not mistaken. We got Miles Jack retiring. Jalen Hurts had a flawless day. Devontae Smith and him was on point. We already know him and AJ Brown was on point. Sidney Brown, even though Jalen Hurts was on point, Sidney Brown got a sack. But let's get straight into it. All right, so before we get straight into it, let's talk about it. Miles Jack retired. Miles Jack retired. Dang, dang. And honestly, I give more props to Howie Roseman for doing what he did. And what do I mean by that? Signing Miles Jack and Zach Cunningham. Imagine if we just signed Miles Jack and he pulled this on us. We would have been left with our pants down, man. We would have been left with our pants down, and that's why I love our GM, because Zach Cunningham is playing at a high level, and a lot of people thought it's going to be Miles Jack. But I heard from a lot of, I believe, Jaguars fans and Steelers fans when I was reading the comments, they were like, yo, he been done for the past 2 years. Like, his numbers been going down. He haven't been looking the same. And I believe Miles Jack just looked like, you know what? I can't out compete Kristen Ellis or Zach Cunningham. If I make the team, I'm in the back of the roster. That just let me know where I'm at now. And he probably just like, you know what? It's time to hang it up. And I respect that. I definitely respect that. And also, that's another roster spot. Another roster spot just opened up. So I'm pretty sure the Eagles are going to sign somebody to fill it, fill the roster, the 90-man roster at this time. I guess that'd be the smart thing to do. Extra spot for somebody else. And to be honest, I'm not really worried about the linebacker room as much no more. I'm cool with N'Kobe Dean, Zach Cunningham, and then you have Kristen Ellis rotating, or vice versa. Kristen Ellis rotate. I mean, Zach Cunningham rotating Kristen Ellis and N'Kobe Dean. Don't mind, but now I'm more comfortable with the linebacker room. So again, salute to Miles Jack. You know, he was a dog in this league, but unfortunately, I think injuries got to him. His body is breaking down. And he just knows it's time to hang it up, man. He was on the second team, third team, barely getting playing time. That really lets him know where he's at this point of his career. So again, salute to Miles Jack. Not wasting anybody time, just hanging it up. And let's get into the camp notes. Let's just get into it. And you know, I will let the highlights play as I speak on the camp notes, let you guys know everything that happened today. Okay. All right. So before we get into the camp notes, actually, let's go over the injuries. Let's go over that. So the guys that did not practice was Covey. It was a hamstring. Kyron Johnson, appendix or appendidotomy, whatever the word is, the official word is, out. Murrow Jamo still dealing with that concussion. Hassan Reddick, we already know that thumb that he got surgery on. Nothing to worry about, in my opinion. And let me go in a little bit on that. Remember when Jason Kelsey had some weird elbow injury going into the season, and he played the whole season? So I believe it's something like that, something with his thumb, getting it fixed, and I believe he'll be just fine this season. Trey Sermon ankle, not good to hear that, because Trey Sermon need all the practice, all the playing time he can get. He's dealing with an ankle. Nolan Smith shoulder, Greg Ward ankle, and Quez Watkins hamstring, and they all were out. Limited was Fletcher Cox. He still got the knee soreness, and Mekhi Gardner ankle was limited today. All right, so let's get into the notes. Let's get into it. All right. So Hurts starts practice with 3 straight completions to AJ Brown. Like, man, he was cooking. He Jalen Hurts, I'm telling you, I'm gonna go over his stats. He was just clicking today. It was just something about today. Hurts with another absolute dime to AJ between 2 defenders. Very small window. He put it right on the money in AJ Brown hands. Okay. Jalen Carter is basically the starter now. Now, I actually got a video talking about Jordan Davis coming out tomorrow. And some guys ain't going to like it. Some guys will. And I talked about Jalen Carter a bit. But it's good to hear that he's basically the starter. He might not start week 1 in the first snap, but he's going to get a lot of playing time till you believe he is the starter. All right. Let's see. My computer is acting up. All right. So Elliot Short Parks went into this a little bit. So he refused to believe that Swift is not RB1, but based on practice, Kenneth Gainwell and Boston Scott's like the RB1, RB2. But it's just hard for Elliot Short Parts to believe. I'm pretty sure it's hard for a lot of fans to believe. Now having Boston Scott over Swift is a bit crazy, but I'm sure they probably getting tenure over him. But I still think Kenneth Gainwell's RB1 and Swift is RB2, and Scott might be RB3 or even Penny RB3. But based on practice, Scott and Gainwell's getting the most touches right now. Right, Hurts with a perfect throw to Devontae Smith for a touchdown, hit him right in stride in his hands. Couldn't have had any better placement of the ball. Basically, just fell right in his hands while looking up for a TD. So the accuracy is on point. I believe Jalen Hurts might have seen a little bit of the debates, man. He might have seen, oh, these dudes talking about Justin Fields is better than me. Hold on, wait. Let me cook up. Let me cook real quick. All right. So Hurts is still having a great practice, back to back great throws for a touchdown. The one I just talked about to Smith, and then to Dallas Goddard. You know, you gotta let Goddard cook. Nakobe Dean starting to flash a bit. He jumped and nearly picked off Jalen Hurts, and Jalen Hurts was having a flawless day. So Nakobe Dean just had to slow him down a bit. All right, Hurts with another perfect touchdown to Devontae Smith over like three defenders in traffic to the back of the end zone. So that means that ball was perfect. Sirianni ran over to Smith after his touchdown and reminded him to get excited about big plays. It's a cool moment. Shout out to Nick Sirianni. Keeping these dudes human. All right. Sidney Brown read the play. Went straight in for the blitz. They got a sack on Hurts. All right. Goddard is having a great practice. Has two really nice catches. All right. Zacchaeus had an awesome dive and catch. All right. Major substitute issue. Sirianni was not happy, spiked his megaphone and yelled. And it seems like the special teams, I hate to hear that about the special teams, because if I had to pick out any flaw on the team, it's that special teams. And they can't get substitutions right. Telling you, man, that Zach McPherson, that Sean Bradley is big losses. All right. So substitutions are not getting it right. All right. So Eagles had a post-practice field goal competition, and here's how it went: Mariota missed, Scott made, Jurgens made, Justin Evans made. They added a defense with Scott missed, Jurgens missed, and Evans missed. So I'm assuming like they had just guys kicking field goals. All right, so Jalen Hurts training camp stats and Elliott Shore Parks went into details. Says Sunday might have been Hurts' best day of camp so far. I'm thinking Hurts thought it was a game today. It's Sunday, it's morning. You're like, is it a game or something? Cause that's what Hurts do. He cook on Sundays, all right. So it feels like every single throw was impressive. He made touch throws, tight window throws, deep throws, those that he had no business completing, but some way, somehow got it in a perfect spot. His throw of the day was probably to Devontae Smith over the three defenders, and it hit Devontae Smith in stride. Excellent day for the franchise QB. Jalen Hurts gave him an A plus. He was 24-27, only three incompletions, three touchdowns, no picks. So Jalen Hurts just had one of those days. He just wasn't missing, man. And also, Elliott Shore Parks went into more details is that Jalen Hurts might even be a better runner this year than last year. He's looked more quicker, more elusive in open field so far in camp. Good to hear. Good to hear the Eagles are not just giving up on Jalen Hurts' legs. Like, you know what? We paid you all this money. You're not running the ball no more. So that's good. That is very, very good. So that's all the practice, all the notes of the day. And you know, I like to give my thoughts on everything. Today is it's good to hear your quarterback is having a great day. It's awesome to have to see a quarterback have a great day on a Sunday. I know joint practice is Tuesday. I believe it's no practice Monday. These weekends practice, I'm not gonna lie to you guys, it threw me off just a little bit because weekends I try to spend time with my family, and when you guys see the morning videos, I usually shoot them like 1, 2 in the morning, and I put them out just my thoughts on the Eagles. Nothing being talked about, just my theories on things like, you know how I say like Reed Blankenship is better than CJ Gardner Johnson. I'm gonna get into Jordan Davis tomorrow. I like to put out the videos, reaction videos to what sports commentators are saying, and yeah, these weekend things are throwing me off. That's why my videos are coming out so late. Sorry about that, but I'm pushing them out. And again, my thoughts is it's great to see your offense cook up, get ready for the season. It's getting here, man. It's almost here. What's today's August 20th? August about to be done. Next thing you know, September we playing the Patriots at 4:25 Eastern Standard Time, and on Tom Brady's day, we had to ruin his day. Had to ruin his day. But hey, man, what do you think and how do you feel about the notes, the news, training camp, Myles Jack retiring? I'll actually give more respect to Howard Roseman for signing 2 linebackers instead of one. And again, leaving our pants down. But we did the right thing. But this is Eagle Owl, man. I'm up.